Yo, it's Elliot at Pharaoh's Lead Farm. So I got a pretty fun one for you today. We're gonna do a little bit of ammo testing with our 9mm 115 grain full metal jacket. This one here happens to be lot number 2665. And there it is right there. We shoot, I mean, every day. Every time we turn on the machines, we shoot, we test, we make good ammo, and we guarantee our ammo. No other ammo company does that. But I did get this back because a guy was shooting these Springfield Echelons. They're a 9mm gun, and they were having some light primer strikes. So I took it out and shot it, and of course the ammunition works fine, and I'm pretty sure it's the Springfield Echelon that's having light primer strikes. I know a few guys who've actually sent them back for that. But anyway, these guys called and Springfield said, no, it actually is not a gun problem, it's an ammunition problem. So, too easy. We're gonna test that real quick. Out of this ammunition, the same one that they said was having an issue, with three pretty common, every guy 9mm handguns. And a lot of these are law enforcement issue handguns. Starting off here with the Smith & Wesson M9. And then we have the Glock 17. That gun is old as sin right there, but it'll be fun. And then a Beretta M9, which has definitely been a pretty battle-proven handgun in itself. And I have the most magazines for that because I'm kind of a Beretta collector. So I'll shoot, I'll load all these up. That should be 300 rounds. I have a whole bunch of these generic 30-round magazines for the Glock. I'll load them up and we'll shoot it through here. And kind of the neat thing about this Glock is it has a lighter trigger in it. So if anything's gonna have a light primer strike, it should be this firearm here. So, and then we have just your stock out of the box Smith & Wesson M&P. Got the optics cut, high sights, and I'm gonna use the extended magazines as well on that. So I have about 100 rounds worth of magazines. Maybe we'll reload it. I'll probably be pretty bored of loading magazines and shooting at that point in time, but we shall see. So I'm pretty confident how this is gonna go. And then I'm also pretty confident how the cope is gonna come into the comments for Springfield Armory. But all I gotta say is you brought it on yourselves. You absolutely did. So it's a pretty simple fix to replace striker springs, and you don't want to, that's fine. But you know, let the world know what you're doing with these Croatian guns. So if the company's gaslighting you and saying that it's the ammo that's not striking the primers are too hard, that is called a gun company gaslighting you, and they are trying to fool you into buying a shit product made in Croatia. So I'm just saying, take it for what it's worth, but we'll find out. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we'll have a whole bunch of light primer strikes to this stuff. So odder things have happened. Anyway, I'll get the camera set up on time lapse and we will start loading these magazines. Fun times. Stick with us. Boom, there is 700 rounds loaded in these magazines out of lot 2665 of our 9mm 115 grain. But real quick, here's a shout out to Lula Universal Loader. Holy shit, this thing's been kicking ass for us. I'm not sponsored by them, I'm sponsored by me and Duluth Trading Company. I get 10% off on Buck Naked underwear, and I mean, it makes me feel pretty special. So yeah, Duluth, good company. Not Carhartt, not Jaguar. Can't beat them. Fuck 'em. Anyway, So here we go. Look at all these M9 magazines. Let me stack them up. Doesn't that just look cool? Reminds me of back in the Army days. Thankfully, I wasn't doing a bunch of magazine loading. I was mostly shooting them. And then all the Glock magazines. And then a handful of these M&Ps. They'll just look cool. So anyway, let's load up and do some shooting and see if we get light primer strikes, or if Springfield Armory is gassing a bunch of people, gaslighting them, and I don't know. Could go either way. I think we know which way it's going to go, but I could be wrong. Let's do it. All right, here we go. So we have 700 rounds of Pharaoh's Lead Farm ammunition loaded up, 9mm, and we're going to shoot it through the Beretta M9, a Glock 17 from a million years ago, and a Smith & Wesson M&P 9mm. Who wants to go first? Who wants to go first? All right, let's do the old Beretta. All right, let's get her going. Okay, nice. Another one here. Okay. Let's try one of these big old Glock magazines. Yep. Probably gonna be a lot of breaks in here. My freaking finger. I should have done this so close to after I loaded magazines. Tell you what. All right. Smith & Wesson M&P 9mm. Like a champ, like a champ. Right here. Gee. Could shoot left-handed for a little bit, but I really do suck left-handed, so. Okay. Man. I can feel the heat putting back on the old glove. All right, glickety, 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 Glock. Old thread protector on there. Now my left hand's worn out. Let's try the M&P left-handed. I don't know, man. I do like this M&P. That's just a good little gap. We'll try to keep the rotation going. This thing is crazy hot. Hard not to like a Beretta. for all the Chicagoans out there. I'm just kidding. I know you can't have guns. Telling you, that loading the magazines killed me. Just killed me. So, that's all my M&P magazines. And this thing ran flawlessly. They've all ran flawlessly. But I would say all of these are way greater than a Springfield Echelon. The Glock with the aftermarket trigger, so if anything should have light primer strikes, it should be this gun. Yeah, I would say these guns are boringly reliable. You know what's not boringly reliable? You guessed it, Springfield Armory Echelons. Gotta pump it. It's Korean. With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 Beretta M9 magazines down. 5 extended M&P magazines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 Glock 33 round magazines. Man. I think we've proven that these guns seem to work swimmingly well with this ammo. But we'll keep going. So notice the table too. It's pretty clean. If you ever notice you'll shoot a bunch indoors and sometimes you use some shitty ammo, you'll end up with a whole bunch of shit on the table. Looks like pepper. Yeah, so far so good. Beretta made it. Here's my last magazine. Which, like I said, I wish you guys could feel. I'm not used to feeling the heat come off of a pistol. I guess I don't really just abuse them that much. See if we can get the... There you go. Locks it back. That's crazy. So I would say if you're in the market for a decent gun, it's hard to beat the old Glock 17, a Beretta M9, and a Smith & Wesson M&P 9 2.0. I will say the trigger is a lot better on these 2.0s than the first one. And then it's optics cut. But anyway, I don't think there's the ammo problem. Yeah, I mean, 0 light primer strikes. 0 light primer strikes. None. And that's after that same can that they brought back to me and said, hey, we're having all these light primer strikes with these Springfield Echelons. You got an ammo problem. Well, I don't know how to further explain that it's not an ammo problem. It's a Springfield Armory Echelon problem than this. So that's 700 rounds right out of that same box. Not one light primer strike. I don't know. I like to put my money where my mouth is, so here it is, right there. I guess if you want to believe what Springfield Armory is saying about their Echelon, then you enjoy being gaslit and enjoy that from your local Springfield Armory rep. Until otherwise, that is all. Carry on.